And how about that for a 45-second intro?
Sometimes you need it.
Sometimes you do.
Yeah.
You know, I know people are just,
Yep.
There's one person in particular I know, he's driving to North Platte, just listening to that, just
Yep.
head rocking.
Yeah.
And speaking of that person, he came into my office today. He's like, he was catching up on all of our episodes, and he's like,
I know who you're talking about now.
He's like, I think he texted
yeah,
you.
Yep,
He's like,
he did. Mm-hmm.
matching PJs. And I was like, it's a real thing, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't think I'll ever be able to go to the Coble's house after 8 o'clock ever again.
Yeah, he goes, I'm going to get a Huggy blanket. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, a Snuggie.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was like, now think of me when I talk to her. She sends me texts of her cat at night, and I know that she's bare butt naked with that cat on the
Jammies
snuggle.
are just, I don't understand.
You know what?
If
We're
you're
going
like
to ask after we introduce our guest.
Yeah.
I feel like she's a jammy person.
I'm going to disagree.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
See,
Nope, never mind.
Nope.
Maybe I'm just old-fashioned. I just don't like to be...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, anyways. Welcome back to another episode of Coaching, Caffeine, and Comedy. I'm your host, Hayley Kobza.
And I'm Lena.
Okay, today we have in studio with us...
A true athlete.
Literally.
I'm like, when I first met her, I was just humbled beyond words.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm just a mere hung it up in high school kind of gal.
And not this gal.
No.
Not this gal.
No.
She is like every morning when I get to work at 8, I drive past her while she's running and pushing a kid on a bike. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
And she, when I saw her, okay, we're going to add to that.
Okay,
Because she had she was pushing a stroller. She was kind of like semi-dragging, encouraging one wrong. And then she had a dog on a leash.
What?
And I was like,
Where's the dog been? I've never seen a dog.
Well, the dog probably couldn't continue.
Couldn't keep up. Yeah. Well, when I see her, she's like bent over, pushing a bike, still running.
Yeah.
And like me driving, I'm like wheezing for her.
Yeah.
Because if I even move in a different position when I'm running, I start to hyperventilate.
Yes.
And she is just like, that is
I know.
a down and an up.
Yeah.
That is
No,
a big
it's
down
not.
and an up.
We walked the halls pre-baby at the same time. My walk was like a waddle, limp, and hers was like my
walk.
run. Yes,
Yeah,
like hers was my run. Yeah, I know.
She's like, Jason, keep up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
When was this? Like, you guys worked together before?
No, we were pregnant.
Oh,
around the same times.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
No, we've never.
I'm
No,
with you. I was like,
she would be like, I can't work with her.
yeah,
That's
oh
what
my
she'd
gosh.
say
No,
about
she's
me.
great. I have a lot of funny stories to tell about, and we've hardly ever communicated.
I know. Yeah.
Like for instance, the 5K. The other week when I was like,
when her kids beat you.
all of them,
They beat me too.
Yeah, no, but I was like, okay, what?
I didn't even run, so I have no room
I was
to
like,
say
what's the
anything.
pace here? I'm pretty slow. She was like, well, try for this one, and I'm like,
Oh, she gave you a kid
She
to
gave
keep
me a
up
kid
with.
to keep up with, which
Yeah.
I couldn't. And every time her daughter would look back at me, she'd be like, oh, here she comes. She'd take off running. I'm like, if I could just run next to her, then people would be like, oh my gosh, she ran with her.
Yeah, I know. I told her daughter to tell my daughter to get running. She's like, I don't know if she's a runner. I'm like, because you know her mom. You know she came from this. Yeah, she's running.
Okay, I'll let you introduce our awesome guest, though. We'll stop talking about her and we'll let her defend herself.
And a lot of people aren't probably going to recognize because this last name gets butchered around here.
So it does, and so
We are in the room with Staci Blomstedt. Correct. Some people,
yes, they butcher.
Yep.
I went to high school with the Blomstedts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they're from They're from North there.
Hershey.
Yeah.
We actually live on the same road.
What?
Yep, Walker Road.
Walker Road.
You bet.
I had
Yeah,
no
when she got
idea.
hired on, that was what my husband said was,
Yeah.
hey, she went to Hershey.
No
Look at
kidding.
that. I know.
Yeah, but that's the Blomstedts side. Her sides. I mean, she probably raised the bar for him, maybe a little.
Maybe.
I don't
No.
know. No.
Have you met Janet Dutton?
That's
a
yeah.
Blomstedt, right?
Yeah,
Oh
but
my God.
oh, that's right. She
Right.
is. I always forget. Yeah.
Wait,
she's-
Janet
Another-
Blomstedt?
Janet Dutton is a Blomstedt, yeah.
Where? Where does she live?
She lives here.
Yes. She's another
Dutton.
amazing athlete.
They live here.
They're all
They're like
I know,
2 blocks
all
from
of
us.
them.
They're all brilliant and fast.
amazing athletes. Like even in high school, I'm like, all of them.
Oh yeah, because
And there was
back to
one
you. Okay.
dark-headed sister in the family.
Tonda,
Yes.
cousin.
Oh,
Yes.
cousin. Okay. Yeah. Because they're all.
You're
good-looking
just
family.
like at the roots of the family tree.
Well,
Like you
pretty
kind of know.
much.
Okay, all right.
Well, Hershey's so big.
It is. It's big town.
yeah.
It's like Culbertson.
Probably all related. Maybe you guys are cousins.
No.
You never know. Anyway, moving right along.
Okay, go.
I need to know more about Staci's
Everything.
athletic
everything.
career.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
So
she
tell-
was like
like,
a
what-
professional soccer player in France.
Oh, not quite, but.
Okay, explain it to us.
Yeah. First of all, tell us
You're
where
gonna
you
have
grew
to
up.
Speak a little bit.
Okay, I grew up
louder.
in Salt Lake City,
Okay.
Okay, Utah.
Utah.
I love Utah.
girl, born and raised till I moved to Nebraska, and now I'm here. But anyways, played college soccer.
So she likes to run.
I actually hated running
Really?
until I was
What?
done with soccer because I did basketball or soccer, and running was punishment. Running was conditioning,
Yeah.
right?
Sure,
But
right.
then you lose the competition. You lose that venue of being an athlete, and you turn to running because that's the only thing you can do by yourself. When
I never did that. That's interesting. When is the season of high school soccer? Like where does it?
we're at in the state of Nebraska
yeah.
or in the state of Utah.
You see, it's way different.
I didn't realize
So in
that.
Nebraska, they play in the spring. Both boys and girls play in the spring.
Okay.
But in Utah, like I grew up playing in the fall, and the boys would play in the spring. So they were opposite.
What position, like, were you?
In college, I was a defender
A defender.
was
And
white.
where did you play?
at Brigham Young University.
BYU.
BYU.
Oh my.
I know,
She's
right?
like so famous.
I know.
What?
Yeah, that's why she gives me the mean mug. She's like, peasant.
Whatever.
No, just-
Yeah.
She's so
look
sweet behind the mic.
She is so sweet.
Yeah.
She really is. So then, didn't you go play like professionally too?
So I was drafted to play.
Oh,
that happens.
It does. It was the first year that the WUSA, which is no longer, it folded. Now it's like something else. I don't know. So the WUSA, I was drafted to play, made the training camp, but never made the roster. And then went back to finish school. And then during my master's degree, I tried out again. Same thing, made training camp, but didn't make the roster. So you can't really, I don't know if I can call myself professional because I never got paid to play soccer.
You were.
But they paid for all my stuff, like my traveling and everything. But I never
That's
actually
incredible.
got a check.
That's so crazy. So what position did you play in college?
So college, I was a marking back, so I was a true defender. We played. They've gone away from but the sweeper system, and then you have a marking back. So like 1-on-1, like I would take a certain player. Like I played against Abby Wambach and a couple other names.
She literally just started speaking a foreign language.
I know. I'm just nodding my head like
Yeah,
I know what she's talking about.
I know the word defender,
Yeah.
and from there,
Okay, so
it's,
you know, like with setters, you have your
Yeah.
different rotations. So soccer, there's different. Like
Yeah.
you can play a sweeper system, which she's a free floating person to kind of clean up. And then
That was you?
marking backs. No, I was a marking back. So I was like
Got
point
you.
guard, like so a zone
Okay,
in
like
one,
one-
right?
oh,
You take
okay,
a
so
zone
you're like
in basketball.
1-on-1.
I was the one to mark whoever was
so
the
much.
forward that needed to be, or I just played left side.
I'm just thinking like she's like a smoking hot mom right now. But like,
I know.
Think of her legs in
are you
soccer
kidding me?
shorts and
Yeah.
those little knee
Yeah.
or those little
Yeah.
shin guards. I bet she had. She still has great legs.
Yeah.
My knee tan that occurred
Yeah.
every,
For sure.
See, it's because of her that my girls know soccer exists, because I've always been like, there's no soccer in this area, because there's not anything in high school, so I never started them young. And then Staci comes along,
You know
and
which
she's
is
like,
odd that McCook doesn't have soccer because it's what size are we?
B.
And
Class C, Class B.
yeah, and
Depending
North
on the
Platte,
year.
aren't we the same size as North Platte?
So we're the only school in our district, from what I
She's on a
recall.
mission.
We're the only school in our district that does not have soccer.
And so what needs to happen?
Parents need to go talk to administration and push for that.
Push and then
I know that it's been tried by, like I know Rhonda Graff tried, and
and then hire Staci to
Coach.
coach.
Yeah. I mean, she's coached. What have you not coached? Because you've coached.
well, I just coach whatever my kids are in and whatever they need help with.
Oh,
I know. Volleyball,
yeah.
basketball, flag football. Well, you've helped with swim.
I stand when they need. I don't
Yes.
really coach. I can't say I'm a coach unless
But
I'm the only
you-
one that's there with my kids because
Yeah.
we've had to go to different
And running.
venues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep. And she's so competitive.
Very
I think
competitive.
I almost saw her get teed up at a Y volleyball
Oh,
game.
you were calling
Really?
for the tee.
Yeah, I
but
was. We were playing against each other.
I dropped my
And-
board.
or she threw her
I
clipboard.
didn't throw it.
She
I
did drop
dropped it.
She did drop it. But I was like, tee her up.
Yeah.
That's
get her out.
coaches
Get her
cannot
out.
act like that.
Was this at like a little pre-K game or?
No, we're talking 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Oh, she took
Very
it
intense. Oh,
seriously.
she's very.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was intense, and I was like, "Whoa!" And so when my
I
daughter
dropped
thinks she did drop it, but when my daughter thinks I get mad, I was like, "I've never thrown a clipboard." That's what I said. I was like, "You're fine."
I just remember Renly, right? She's my favorite. Can you have favorites? I don't.
Oh wait, have you met London?
London's the slower one.
She's a tornado.
London's the younger one.
Yeah, the young,
She's little.
slow, yeah, young,
slower
but
because she's like in
She's
second
the one that
grade.
probably kept looking back and was like,
yeah, like,
I'm not
I
going to
know,
let her
she's
catch
like,
me.
Exactly. And she's like, I'm
she's
still going to run
fierce.
like a 20-minute mile or a 20-minute 5K.
It's okay. You pushed her. Normally
Yeah.
she's off picking flowers and leaves.
Yeah.
So
Well, I just remember Renly the first time at volleyball camp. It was like they got to leave for lunch, and she didn't bring her lunch, and she must rode her bike over, and she's like, "Hey, listen, I might not come back, so don't worry about me."
What?
Because I live just right down the road, so I'm just gonna ride my bike home, but I might not be back later. And I was like, and she just like, I was like, "Oh, okay, girl. See you soon."
Did she come back?
She came back.
Okay, I was like,
yeah, and she made sure to let me know that she was like back. She was like, "Hey, I came back." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh,
Thanks.
man.
They're great. She's so funny.
Oh, girl.
So funny.
You know,
can do
she-
pull-ups.
They're beasts.
She showed up to Murph at CrossFit
What?
and just knocked it out. You know, it's like 200 pull-ups, and Staci's just like,
we didn't do real pull-ups. Come on. We did the modified and the
Yeah.
altered version.
yeah,
Oh
right.
my
I'm not a
gosh.
CrossFit.
While she
but-
had a kid on her back, like
Probably.
yeah.
No.
And then even like Renly was like, "You can do it." She was like cheering me on. I was like, "Get away!" She's just they're so great.
girl.
And she was doing that at the 5K too. She's like, "You can do this. Push it. Sprint."
Renly was yelling at you?
Yeah, I was like,
I believe it.
"Okay, girl."
Because she saw me, she goes,
so
"You didn't
great.
run?" And I'm like in jeans and a sweater. What I don't even know what I was wearing. I was like, "No, I did not." And she
It's
looked at
because
me like,
Jake ran, so I think my kids
Yeah.
just assume everyone runs because I'm the
I
main
know
mom
they
that's
do.
made them
Yeah.
run since they
Yeah.
were like.
So how did you meet Jason?
So I was working at Lincoln at the University of
Okay,
Nebraska.
so you time out.
"Oh yeah,
go back.
good, yes."
You were at BYU.
Okay, so I was at BYU.
You got your doctorate.
No, I got my master's in athletic training, so
Right.
I'm a certified athletic trainer.
Oh my gosh, which I'm like,
Yeah, go help your. Come on. Yep. mhm.
Yeah, I know.
anyways.
She's
yeah.
used to be a
right
mom.
down the
She's.
road.
That's true. She walked across the street.
So I took a job at the University of Nebraska with their women's soccer and swimming program, and then was
Incredible.
working when Jason came back for residency. So
in Lincoln.
in Lincoln, yep.
And then you guys met there.
And then we met there. I mean, basically through church.
Yeah.
I mean, his brother. I knew his younger brother, Jeff, the dentist.
Yeah.
He.
All the Blomstedts.
Oh, I know.
We like got together
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
played games and
Yeah.
did a bunch of outdoor stuff or whatever. Did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And so when Jason came back for residency, it was kind of like just jumped right in. And then Jeff says he exclusively got us set up, but I don't know
He was
that
a
it was.
matchmaker.
He was.
He thinks he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
any siblings?
I have 7,
Okay.
8 if you count kind of my foster brother, but he's not truly adopted, but he lived with my family from when he was
So,
16 on.
Older,
Oh,
younger,
awesome.
middle.
I am the youngest.
Okay, that
explains it.
explains everything.
Yes.
That
yes. We are all
explains- I know.
youngest in this room. Trifecta
this.
of amazingness.
Babies.
Yes.
Yeah, of perfection. It
Yep.
finally took
Caretakers.
Them, it took them 6 times to get
Yeah.
7.
Mm-hmm.
4,
2.
2.
That's fine.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time for this.
So I'm actually just a little bit young, like a little over a year younger than twins. So everyone thought that me and my sister were the twins because she's got
Wait,
a boy that's
sorry.
twin. So yeah,
Your mother had twins,
uh-huh.
and then you
And then had
popped
one
out
more. Yeah,
like Irish
Why
twin.
wouldn't you?
not quite. We're a little
Close.
over a year. I do have Irish twins in my family,
Oh,
my
mother.
gosh.
but they're the number 2 and 3.
And
so
your mom is probably just a rock star.
she's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, I would like to meet her.
Yeah, I would
Well,
too.
she'll be here this weekend. Come
What?
on
Oh
over.
my goodness! I'll
Let's
be
do
here this
invite
weekend,
ourselves.
too.
Let's
Yeah,
do-
we'll.
let's come over.
We'll just
Yeah.
come over.
Mom
Yeah.
and Dad Reynolds.
Yeah.
Amazing little people.
Aww.
Where do they still?
They still live in Salt Lake.
Okay.
So
Does most of your family, your siblings, or are you kind of spread
4 live in Utah, and then I've got a sister that's back east, and a brother in California, and a sister in Wyoming. So we kind of
out? Oh, that's nice.
spread the states.
Nice. Have you ever been to Utah?
No.
Okay, you need to go.
I do.
Like,
I have a lot of family in Idaho, so I've been there a lot,
right.
but I haven't ventured
Utah's
up.
This way.
I know. I hear it's just beautiful.
It's so pretty. I told Clay, I was like, next time we go, we're driving so we can like drive to
Yes.
places I want to go
Yeah,
to.
because we always drive to Idaho,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Well, northern and southern are very different, but
Yes.
both are
and,
very
and I
pretty.
want to go to the southern part.
Moab,
Yes.
Yep, Red Rocks.
That's where I want to go.
beautiful. Go in like May. when it's
really?
warmer, but not too
Yeah.
hot yet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where are you like? Oh, you're from Salt Lake.
I'm from northern.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been. I need to go.
Interesting. And so you guys have 5 littles?
We have 5 littles.
Ages.
14. So freshman in high school is my oldest.
Athlete.
And then he's playing football. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then 12.
I didn't know.
mean,
I know. I didn't know if
12.
she was phoning a friend. What was happening there? But
Trying to think if I need to give them all. So 12,
Yeah.
and then one just turned 11, Rinley, and then
see, when did she turn 11? Because Vivi just turned 11.
6th on the
Okay,
6th.
Vivi's the 10th.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They're right around each
yeah.
other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys were holding hands walking
kind
down
of.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
having
Jason's
children
like,
at the
don't
same
be
time?
hanging out.
I'm
with-
sure you
yeah.
went early, and I was always late. so.
No,
Okay.
no.
In that department, everyone
Yeah.
that was pregnant at the same time and doing it at the same time always got to have their babies early. And
Yeah, right.
No, I was no. Mine would incubate forever. I could probably still have one fossilized in there if I wouldn't have like, no,
Oh
get
my
it out.
gosh. No,
Yeah.
mine just happened naturally. I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah, no.
So, and then so 9, and then 7.
And I have a 9-year-old. So yeah,
Look
I
at
knew. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. People probably ask you this all the time, but like Jason was not your doctor, correct? You
No.
can't do that.
Nope, it's kind of conflict of interest.
Right.
So
And
the first one, he definitely just was on my side, and then as each one progressed, he was a little more like
Was he there?
relaxed. Oh yeah, he was always
Okay,
there.
okay.
Oh, he did have to step out with one of them, go deliver a baby, and then come back.
It could have been no.
And then they came and got him a few hours later.
Yeah.
And he delivered another one. So
Oh my goodness.
the convenience of being in the hospital with your wife and being able to deliver 2 babies the same night.
work.
So
It's just work.
I feel like I just, anytime I get around a doctor, I'm like that person. It's like if you see a hairdresser, you're like, does my hair look that bad? A doctor, and I'm like, is this normal?
Yeah.
If I lived with a doctor, he'd probably be like, this isn't going to work out.
Jason just doesn't even make eye contact anytime I see him because it's always like when we played, like he would show up for volleyball. Usually the night Jake would like bust his face open and would be bleeding everywhere. I was like, he's fine. Just put a Band-Aid on it. Don't act too like it's serious. It's just
It's
like,
okay.
yeah,
no,
he's fine.
it's
Jason. Yeah.
He's the same way. He busts his hand open and he's like, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, do you ever have any desire to go back into athletic training?
Oh,
Or
I'm
maybe,
still
like, when-
certified, so I've maintained my certification.
Oh,
but
outstanding.
some days it's scary because I feel
can't
like
even maintain like,
my brain
Netflix.
cannot handle it.
Yeah.
I feel like my hands could probably sort the problem, but then thinking through the anatomy and everything to figure out what was wrong. So I've always said I would go back when my kids were in school, but now that I've been out for 15 years,
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Did you guys know when you started having children that you were going to stay home? Was that something you talked about that was kind of part of your...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was working, but we kind of knew. I mean, I think growing up, that's what I knew I wanted to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a great example in my own mom, and I kind of knew that whatever profession I picked would need to go along with being a mom.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I've always loved the medical field, but going to medical school never made sense because why would I take on the expenses if I was just going to
Right.
step aside?
And Jason's mom, she was also a stay-at-home mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just kind of one of those things that...
Was your mom a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, she worked for a few years out of the office or out of home, and then she started working out of. So my dad had his own business up until I was probably 10. He's an excavator, so
Okay.
she ran his books and kind of did what he needed at home. And then when he went to work with another company, my mom worked in a soccer office, like the state soccer office, so helped with registrations and did that for a couple years. But then I think she just realized she knew she wanted to be home and being able to support all, being the youngest of 8, she had all the older kids were involved in sports. Like, I think I played soccer because all my siblings played soccer.
Oh, I got you.
So, and then she started working out of our home where she was basically a district register. So she was the one that you fill out all the forms for, and then they make your players' card passes. They don't have them here. but to play on a team in Salt Lake, you have to register your team, and then you get players' passes. And then you go up, your players' passes go to the refs, and the refs have to check you in to make sure you are who you are.
Oh.
That's official. So
Yeah.
she did that for tons of teams. So we
Okay.
would
Wow.
help her laminate. I got really good at laminating and stuffing envelopes. And
and cutting the lamination, that's like my favorite.
Oh, that's
oh
my
no,
most
these were
favorite,
pre-cut.
Oh.
Just had to stuff them and
takes the
stuffing
fun
right
out
out
of
of
print
it.
out these like badges, basically.
Well, I just realized we didn't even do a warm-up with her.
Well,
You just threw me in it.
She's,
I know.
Yeah.
So let's
If
just
you got
ask
a good
few
one,
let's just
okay.
ask a few random questions. because this question actually will go into my second question for you. Well, you can ask the first one, and then I'll ask the second one.
Okay, just a second. Oh, gosh. What is your favorite sleeping position of all time?
Oh, I sleep on my side with a pillow between my knees.
Oh. Yes. Did that
And
happen
and
after
usually-
childbirth?
I think for a while I was a stomach sleeper, but then in college I hurt my back, and I don't know that I've ever gone back to. Now I can't sleep on my stomach. I can't really even lay on my stomach.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then when you're pregnant, they always say lay on your side, but I was always laying on the wrong side. But it's
I
okay.
know, right.
Well, they all
I usually
turned
on
out.
my right side, and then Jason's right behind me.
Oh,
That's adorable.
did you hear that, Jake?
I did.
People can still hug each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so cuddle at night. I have to have a huggy pillow.
That's what I do too. It's
yeah.
just not
Because Jake's like, I get too hot.
the same way.
No, what?
Yeah, Clay will like try to big spoon me. I'm like, get off. I'm like, I'm
No.
sweating. I need. Okay, so that's
No, we
second.
sleep cold so that way we can.
Yep.
We sleep on.
Preach. Yes, exactly.
So, in saying, do you wear PJs to bed?
I do, yeah. Well, a t-shirt and either some type of pants or shorts or
Look at that.
something.
Whatever. She's just saying that to make you feel good.
What are 3 scents that you like?
Ooh, I like
if
that.
you had to smell 3 things,
My kids are trying to
Where's
what
Mom?
would it be?
There it is. My kid's trying to call me. Okay. So I'm not sure. This one's hard because I really don't like smelly things.
Oh.
I like plain lotion. I don't like smelly lotion.
Okay.
I don't do a lot of like scented things in my house because I don't know if I'm just a sensitive. Like I get headaches sometimes when people have really smelly houses. So I like vanilla, like when I'm making vanilla. I actually like when my husband's cutting wood. He'll always come get me so I can go. So the fresh cut wood.
I love that smell too.
Not that I would have that like on a candle in my house, but
Yeah.
so I don't know. So vanilla and fresh cut wood probably would be 2 smells that I really like. I don't know a third.
Scroll through those and find another.
I thought there was one. Oh, I like this one. What's your favorite season?
Ooh.
Especially after where you've lived.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely probably. I like summer, but it's not my favorite. But I actually like the changing of seasons.
I
don't really like being in one season.
Yeah.
I think if I
Yes.
lived in summer where it was always warm
Yeah.
or always like kind of colder, I wouldn't really love it. But I like the changing of the seasons. I like being able to experience. I don't like to be hot. So summer, even though
Amen.
I'm born in the summer, it's really not.
Same. Maybe
I
it was
would like
something
fall
in
and
utero.
spring,
Yeah.
preferably, if I had to
Yeah,
pick
especially
one.
when you're running in the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do the heat. I'd rather run in 10-degree weather than 90-degree weather.
I think
so.
running in cold weather is nice.
I would agree.
Not anymore.
I mean, not that I run, but if I were to run, I would prefer it be cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're going to really know a lot about this next question because I just knowing your families. What's your favorite board game?
Ooh.
And if you say you don't play them, I'm going to be so upset right now.
No, we play a few. We do more cards than boards.
Oh,
though.
Okay.
go card games. I
Okay.
love card games. Yes.
So my favorite?
Yes.
I just like being with my family. I really probably don't care. I don't play Scum, and I
What?
don't play
What's Scum?
Risk. If you've ever played those, and that's because I had a brother that's super intelligent, and he just ruined every game that was a logical game.
Oh yeah, Risk is a hard game,
So-
and it can be a long game.
My kids will play Monopoly, but I don't really. I only play with them, but I probably wouldn't play with a bunch of adults.
I can't.
But
I haven't yet to let my kids get Monopoly. That game just. What other card games?
so we do pitch. If
Yes,
you're from Nebraska.
amazing.
I learned pitch. Play
Yeah.
pitch. We do like cover your assets.
I feel like in other houses that could be a different name
I think so too. Yeah.
than cover your assets. I
yeah.
feel like Okay. Anyway,
There's another one I can't see. This thing is I don't remember the name. I just play it.
do you play Lucky Jacks?
I probably know the game, but I don't know what it's
Kings in the Corner?
Kings in the Corner. Yep,
Yes.
grew up playing Kings in the Corner.
31.
Polish poker. Have you ever played Polish poker?
No, but I want to
It's
learn.
probably a different name.
You know
but
what? When we
called it
go over
Polish
there this
poker.
weekend.
Yes, we're gonna play some card games.
show
Yeah,
some
sure.
games.
Yes.
See, we grew up playing. We called it Mormon Bridge. I don't really know what it is. Grew up in Utah, but it's kind of like a canasta, but it's not as it's. Anyways, I don't know how to explain it. There's a so Phase 10.
Yes.
We have 10 series. It's a little similar to that.
Okay.
I can't think of the name. There's a new game out, Skull. Is it? That's the.
I don't know.
Their new card game called Skull. I think that's like the same game, but they actually made cards for it versus just
Okay.
a deck of cards.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Okay. What is one song every time you hear you like want to start singing it?
ooh.
This is going to tell us a lot about her.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not a preferential person.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I kind of, it's just
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like a lot of things. I'd have to say that Garth Brooks does a version of Fishing in the Dark that I really like. And that's one that I probably always,
Yeah.
because
That's
me
a
and my
good one.
sister made up actions. And so it always comes back
Yes.
to those
That's
good
the
old
best.
Yes.
memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
So also one, like, I don't know if this, maybe this is we can talk about whatever we want, but you also are Mormon religion, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm, member of Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yes.
Which is,
LDS.
yep, LDS.
Funny. Oh my gosh. I had a coach one time and we were recruiting somebody of LDS and we were talking about it at lunch and my assistant was like, so what does she have? And I was like, okay. Like, no, it's not. It's
Hey, I get it. Catholicism's the same way. It just all gets tricky. It's hard to understand.
no, I was just like, this poor gal, she hasn't been out of Nebraska. But I don't know. All the Mormons that I've like coached or worked with, I just love all of you guys. You're just so nice.
Yeah, we're kind of normal people. I think
It's
an unknown. There's been a lot of unknown, and a lot
Yeah.
of people don't know our religion. So it's come with false information. So a lot of, I actually was asked if I had horns growing up.
What?
When I would travel, because I was on select teams where I would go play national, and people just didn't know because they've heard it.
Because,
oh yeah, it's not uncommon, like to get asked really weird questions.
And I think because the most, like in one of my coworkers, we talked about this all the time, but because the things that you hear about Mormon, like
a lot of it's false.
Or it's just like the horrible things that happen with the very select few, and there's like different.
Well, there's extremists of everything.
Yeah.
Like extremes.
So then people just like go and they. But I had a volleyball player that was Mormon, and I learned so much, and I was just like, I don't know. I like to learn about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think you have to be willing to be open-minded and to learn because there is so much that you don't know.
Yeah. So if you don't understand it, just ask. Most people in our religion will answer. Yeah. I mean, it probably comes because we have rules or standards that we don't drink, we don't do.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a modesty standard, and
like
so it comes off. People don't understand it, so they just take it and
right. All I ever knew growing up is that
crazy.
Justin, one of her brother-in-laws, would never drink pop, and I'm like, I live on Dr. Pepper.
You're like,
Don't judge. But yeah, like Justin would never drink pop, and so that's like the only thing I ever knew.
Yeah,
like,
Justin doesn't
growing
eat condiments either.
Like what? He's
mayonnaise, Miracle Whip.
I'm going to be buried in a mayonnaise jar or a tub of sour cream.
So you could drink pop. It's the caffeine. It's what a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But the pop is not part of. So that's the thing.
Right.
Like,
so
we are not.
It's
Yeah.
a stimulant of caffeine, correct?
The way it's read is that you don't drink coffee, tea, and alcohol. But a lot of people then took, well, why don't we drink coffee and tea? Right. Probably because of the caffeine in it.
Right.
And so it's kind of, that's where the misinterpretations have come.
Yeah.
And that's where the gray, where people don't understand. So some people don't drink pop. I don't drink pop because I don't like it.
Yeah.
I stopped when I was younger because I heard that it takes away your lungs. And being an athlete, I wanted to be a great athlete. So I didn't drink it, but I don't really like it now. But it's not, you can drink it. So
if somebody told me
whole
that
different
about
conversation.
like Reese's peanut butter pumpkins right now, I'd be
Stop.
I'd be broke.
I don't.
I literally those things.
Stop. You know
those.
Stop talking to me right now.
Hold on. I was. That's all I wanted today in the candy dish, and somebody ate all of them, and I was so depressed. I was like, that was going to be my lunch.
Kinlan found our stash. Okay, because they make footballs, pumpkins, hearts,
bats,
Christmas trees,
bats.
I have not yet seen a bat.
The bats are
if it doesn't have that crunchy outside, I'm game. I don't like the crunchy, the normal Reese's. I like it just soft, like melts in your mouth. And one and done. Like I cannot do. Oh
yeah.
Ugh.
So I was just like, I really wanted one, so she went and bought me a bag.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't eat the whole bag.
Well,
just like 4, and they were like the minis.
That's so funny.
Like
I had to travel with Ben Dutton.
Like peanut butter and chocolate.
Yes.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go.
No, you can't. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Like
peanut butter on
homemade
your
bars.
waffles.
Oh, on your waffles.
Jake does it with pancakes.
Yep.
I do pancakes.
Yes.
On my,
I don't
peanut butter on my pancakes.
My dad does it on Life cereal, and now my girls do it. like dollops of. I know I can't do it,
Just
but
buy Peanut Butter Life.
what?
Sure, they will just have a makeup, right?
Yeah,
Actually, that probably is a thing.
it probably is.
There is other peanut butter Cheerios, and why not?
Oh, there
I
probably
just
is.
think
That's
sorry.
embarrassing.
I just like kind of like
I know.
because you said
You're-
dollop, and I thought about you and the butter and your chili.
Yes. Okay, but anyways, fact,
Are you
I had to go.
sweating?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I get
What
it.
is
I'm a
it?
nervous
That,
sweater.
there's no that.
Oh,
There's
you're
no
doing so
that
good,
thing's probably
though.
not even right.
Yeah.
I had to travel with her brother-in-law Ben Dutton, and so I got up to ask all the questions about like what do I not know.
I not know? Like
That would be Janet's husband.
So do you know? Let's see. Emma Dutton was a senior last year. Then
you
Sienna
just say
Dutton.
Dutton, and I keep thinking of the famous person.
You mean on Yellowstone?
Yes. yeah. Sorry.
Oh, so funny story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like the funny religion story because when I lived in New York, I lived with a Jewish family, and the little boy and little girl were going through their bat mitzvah and bat mitzvah when I lived with them, and I was really confused on something when they were doing their testing, and so I asked, and what I meant to say, I said, I don't understand, what you're saying because they were talking in Hebrew. She thought I meant like I don't understand why you do this, and she goes, "You're asking me that, and you eat the body of a dead man?" And I was like, good point, because we take communion,
Yeah.
which is the body of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And she was like, she was like 6 at the time, and I was like, okay, touche. I was like,
I'm done.
and I
I'm
was
done.
schooled.
Yes.
But it's that not knowing
Right.
that I was like, okay.
Okay, so
I
you
see
went
him.
somewhere with her brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Now
Ben.
I can put him in.
And he played, did he play the,
Rugby.
that's what I
At
was going to say,
Nebraska.
rugby. What? Yeah, and Janet was a track star,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. All American. Won the Pan Am Games. Oh yeah. No. If you you want to know amazing,
She has me blocked on,
Done.
I'm adding her as a friend.
You
right
can't just
now.
do that.
Yes, I can.
It's not
We
a
have-
thing.
We have 20 mutual friends,
Call.
and they all seem
So,
pretty cool. Like
what-
she'll be like, "Okay, she's a nice
From being
person."
an athlete to coaching, what do you enjoy about coaching?
I like how she's half in, half
Ooh,
out.
I don't know it's that modesty thing she
I
was
know, she
talking
just, look at her biceps. I'm just like,
Dude,
gosh.
I always wear
I know,
long
now she's-
sleeves and long pants
know.
when I'm around here, and I usually am sucking
whatever.
it in, and I have my chin up.
Stop.
okay,
I'll just Photoshop you. It's okay.
She knows what I'm talking about.
No, it's okay.
And she has a photography business too.
I just learned this the other day because
Yes.
when I was so confused because you were telling me that you took Tripp's photos, and I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Wait, okay,
Yes.
it's cool."
She took Kenlin's when Kenlin was a baby, and this was at the time Kenlin was still would have been legally blind.
Yeah.
Because she's very, eye challenged, for lack of medical words. And she cried the entire time, uncontrollably sobbing.
For the photos?
Yes, because she was scared because this thing was, it was and Stacey's like, just come back another day. And I was like, Jake, I don't know what happened. We didn't know at that time she couldn't see.
Right, yeah.
And I said, just if you have one good one, Stacy, let's just go with that. I don't remember if I came back or not, but I have one good one. I'll have to send it to you. And we did it in her house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to find the class photo that they took.
Oh, of the little daycare kids?
The preschool.
Oh, preschool.
Go back and look at that. Did you see Tripp? I'm like, this is the photo that they're going to look at the rest of
Oh,
his
that's
life.
like totally 4-year-old though.
Yeah, and he's
5-year-old.
like-
They always have that.
His legs are spread out.
Oh, the class photo.
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
just
He's like totally relaxed.
Yeah, he is like legs are spread out, and he looks like he's got a cigar in his mouth. Like,
She probably had props. She
oh,
was probably
for real.
handing things out.
Yeah,
It's
and
like, it's just
everybody else
whatever.
looks like a normal child, and then there's Tripp Kobza. And I sent this out to some friends, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna look at that photo for the rest of his life." I was like, "I know."
Oh,
I
that's
don't think
awesome.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, look at that. Whoop.
What is he doing with his face?
I don't know. What is that?
It's like,
Yeah, well, it's hard with kids because
It is, and no,
you have
he's the
12
only
of
one.
them.
He is the
I
only
know,
one.
but
All
you
of the
have 12 of
others,
them, and you're trying to figure
everyone
out.
else
Okay,
looks
Yeah,
normal.
even his friends are like all behaved with their hands on their knees.
no, there's
not Tripp.
there's nothing normal about what's going on there. Nope.
That's Clay's kid.
Okay, back to our question.
Yeah, sorry.
the blame it on.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about coaching?
Oh, I think I just enjoyed seeing improvement. Like some people are natural athletes. They're easy to coach. Sometimes. But some kids, they really want to be out there. And you can tell, but they're not natural. But I like if you can see an improvement in both those different people, then as a coach, you're doing what you're supposed to.
That better be the quote.
That was really
That's
good.
so good.
That was really good.
I think that is so huge to say because it makes me sad when kids, when they struggle more than the natural athletes, and that in itself deters them from wanting to continue to go out.
Yeah. Well,
Because
and especially they don't get a chance.
yes,
And so I did a lot of coaching growing up, and especially in college, we did a lot of camps. And I think I always had those higher end, kids that were already there, it was easy to coach them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came and started coaching my own kids, it was like a realization that, oh wait, there's a big difference. And then, you have kids who want to play a position, and as a coach, you're like, that's the worst position for you. Why would I put you there?
Mm-hmm.
But, if they don't ever feel like they get to try it and learn for themselves, they're going to keep wanting to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just that, oh, well, this coach held me back and didn't let me try it. So I've cared less about winning and losing as a coach, which is hard because as a competitive person,
Right.
you want to win. And you know that they have more fun. They have more fun when they win because a lot of kids don't care how they play. It's whether they won or lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you can see improvements, and especially everyone feels like they get a chance. I think as a coach, that's what I'm really trying for.
what do you think is something that you've been able to teach your kids about being an athlete that you had to learn yourself?
Oh, that's hard. That you really have to work. Like
Yeah.
even if you are naturally gifted, then that means you're working harder to improve because you're already that much ahead. And then what can you do to bring everyone else up? Because if you're naturally ahead of people and no one is there to push you, you're going to plateau.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I think just teaching my kids, one of our, I guess they had those road IDs for a while, and it was, I can do hard things was the phrase I put on there because I wanted them to know that it's hard. What's hard today may not be hard tomorrow, or what was easy today may be hard tomorrow, just depending on the day, how you feel, but always keeping that in mind that it's hard, but it's okay. I can do it.
What's been your most favorite sport to have coached with your kids? Was there ever a season or a sport that you're like, that was so fun?
I don't know. They're all different. I never thought I would want to coach soccer. I did camps and I knew I would coach it, but because it came so easy to me, it was and it's too close to my heart. I don't want to see my kids go and screw around. If you're going to play soccer, you're going to go play and you're going to really learn. Whereas I still have some of my older kids can't kick a ball right. And I'm like, I'm your mom and I'm been your coach and you still can't pass.
Yeah.
So I think just any sport that, there's been good seasons and bad seasons. And I think it just depends on, it really doesn't matter. I'm doing it because my kids are doing it. So I'm not really a volleyball player. I played my 8th grade year because gymnastics was taken out of our school and I had to play volleyball because that was what the sport was. So I played it. So I really don't know much. I've worked with in college levels. So it's harder when I don't feel like I have the keys to give them because it's well, I think this is how you're supposed to do it and this is how I watch it. So I feel like those are harder for me to coach. So maybe it's a little harder to say volleyball's my, favorite sport, but basketball sometimes I think is fun because just the nature of the game. And I had a great basketball coach in high school and I had to learn the fundamentals because I didn't play it from the time. I started soccer when I was 4. So I did other sports and other things, but soccer was the one consistency. Whereas high school, I didn't really play basketball till junior high and high school. And I really had to learn the fundamentals. So I feel like I have that in my
Sure.
So I can pass that on. So sometimes that's fun because it's technically I'm seeing improvements.
Yeah.
But soccer, I see it too. So I think anytime I see the kids picking up the technical part and learning.
Now you said you had to play volleyball because gymnastics went away.
So when I was in junior high, we had gymnastics as part of our as part of the school system.
Oh gosh, you can do back handsprings.
I'm sure. She's probably, yeah.
I could do so if you've ever seen someone do a front handspring with throwing the ball in, I could do that. So in college, if you ever go back to watch BYU days, I did a front handspring throwing the ball in. I can't do that now. Probably would break me. But
hardly throw the balls out of the basket for the girls.
Yeah. So, but I could flip throw it and get about probably 40.
Oh, good
yards off it.
Yeah, I can do a somersault.
Yeah.
On a good day. Don't know if I can get back up from there, but
So, anyways.
Now, but you said had to, like,
Well, had to because there was no other option.
okay, wasn't
Yeah,
wasn't that
like
you, okay.
I did what the sport was in school at the
Okay,
time.
got it. That's what I was
Because-
picking up. Okay.
So not really had to, like I wasn't forced. I wanted to, but it was more just that was the only option. So I
Okay.
did volleyball.
Okay.
Whereas I didn't do volleyball in 7th and 8th grade because
Got it. Yes.
I did gymnastics.
Yes. Now you said you hurt your back. Was that like a sports injury?
Yeah.
Or,
So
okay.
just in
Wear and
soccer,
tear,
just
yeah.
I think. Well, initially I was defending someone and I stepped, and it just like I got a twinge and it just dropped me. Went through rehab, and it just kind of kept like I'd get better and then I'd do something. So it was just on and off. Now I know that I have a herniated discs, and I think it probably happened at some point throughout those 20 plus years
And
of
you're
playing.
too young to get surgery, so
Well, luckily, we manage it really
Oh,
well.
that's good.
So
Oh, good.
I've learned
Of
that if I
course.
stay strong and I stay active, I tend to
and
have
she runs
every
5
once in a
miles
while.
every
Like
day.
it seems like every year I have a spasm where for a few days I'm like hardly can move. But if I can manage that and get through that, then I do okay. I've done.
Would that be your only sports injury in your career of?
Oh no,
like-
I've had ankle surgery, wrist surgery. I mean, I've had nothing that was like, I guess, totally major. I never missed a season. I was able
Okay,
to
that's
play
what I was
all.
gonna ask. Okay.
Yeah, I never had to have a season-ending injury.
Okay. Okay.
So the back injury occurred in the spring, in the fall, but then I took the spring off. So
I really thought back injuries were like a male's kind of PMS. I didn't think it was a real thing.
Oh gosh, no
Like
way.
Jake
Yeah.
I was pregnant with Celia and he dropped to the ground literally and was like, I can't get up. And I was like, because I was going into labor. I was like, if you don't want to go to the hospital, that's fine, but don't fake an injury.
Yeah.
His grandma had to come and sit with him. And then like 4 years later, I had like that, it's like an episode. And I was like, this is a real thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I had
back
no
injury-
idea.
Like back, I'm the same way.
Yeah. I was like, that's real.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. So it'll be like I can get sit, but so when I go in my little fits, it's like I can't relax.
Yeah.
Like my midsection just never relax. And if I go to move, it's like a twinge, and then it's like okay, then I can move. So I just never know if it's gonna. But usually it lasts anywhere from 3 to 4 days, and then
usually like
I get over it.
when it's like you need a tighter core.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't, obviously,
yeah, I
but
know.
yeah, that
I'm
could be
like,
my
she's
back
like,
problem.
r-
Tighter what? Nothing
Yeah,
over
nothing.
there.
It's
It's
like,
side of the
you can't
table.
even- yeah.
Different story.
Yeah.
Tighter
And, like,
pants.
yeah.
No,
Oh
that's
my
already going on.
Yeah, if you wore tighter pants, it might support the back a little bit better by pushing your belly button into it.
Make sure you get the high waisted
Yeah,
extra.
definite
Yeah.
high-waisted.
What is something that you want for your kids to, I guess, experience in their?
Spit it out. Lena.
I know, I'm really trying. Okay, like what's something? I mean, I'm sure it's hard because of the level that you were able to go to, but what is it that you want for them with the opportunity of sports? And maybe that's a multifaceted, complicated question, but
Oh, I think it depends. Like, naturally, I like coach him. Like Jackson comes home from football, and I'm like, "Oh, you could have done this. You could have done this. You could have done this." Probably what I shouldn't do is that, but it's like I naturally want to say, "Where do you? If you really want to do this, then this is where you need to prove." So I'm kind of.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So I've had to ask my oldest Jackson just because he doesn't get the playing time that I would love as a mom to see, and I think he would like more playing time. But it's like, do you really want to improve, or are you content with your position? And then figuring out if you're content, how I have to back off as a parent. Whereas like Axel, he's a runner. Okay, he does cross country, and he is pretty amazing in my opinion. But of course, I'm his mom. I think he has the potential to go with it. Now he's a hot and cold kid, so if he's hot right now, he likes it. But if he gets cold, what's going to motivate him to keep going? Because he could, potentially go somewhere with his running ability. So again, learning that and understanding, okay, I'm going to keep coming back to your goals. So if you want to do this, I'm going to keep reminding you.
I don't think that's something that a lot of parents do anymore. It's like the parents have their goals for their kid, and then they don't ask them like she said, like, are you content with this, or do you do you want to go bigger? And because then she's going to parent different.
Yes, and I think
Right?
that's so spot on.
Well, I think-
yeah.
Of course, as a parent, you're like, oh, I want my kid. I would want my kid to go play a sport in college because of the experience I had.
Right.
You can't replace that. I would even, I even encouraged my brother-in-law. I was like, he had the chance to go play at a community college. And I was like, go do it. There's no better thing to be involved than a team. Like, it becomes a family. You have a purpose. It just helps you, I think, make adjustments. So I'm all for that. But I think I knew my kids. Well, I was like, my kids aren't going to be athletic. I just kind of felt it. Now I've got some that are really more athletic than others. But just understanding, I have to help them exceed in what they want. I don't care what they do as long as they are giving it their effort. And I really tried to tell them this. I don't know if I do a good job. But just that whatever you want to do, work hard at it. And I'll support you. If you are going to be an athlete, if you're going to be a musician, whatever you want to do. Okay, I probably wouldn't let him be a gamer, but whatever you want to do, if I see you working hard at it, that's all that's what I care. I don't care if you're going to be starting or playing, as long as the effort is what you feel you can give. And so that's kind of what I've tried to become after a game or after something. Did you give your best effort? Yeah. And then really, really ask. And sometimes you're like, yeah, they said, yeah, they did. And then, maybe saying this is what I saw. Now, what did you really like?
Is Jason the same way, or does he? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We have high expectations for our kids.
Good. So as you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so Staci and Jason's kids.
Yeah. Sometimes our kids probably get a little overcoached when they get in,
Were you guys that way? Were your parents that way to you?
I remember learning a lot from my dad. He was never my coach. He coached my older brothers. But I would say I learned how to read the game of soccer from my dad, from things that he would say. But it wasn't like he was dictating it on the sideline. It was after the fact. It was like, well, remember this. You could have done this and you could have done that. But it wasn't ever done in a hounding way. It was just kind of like, hey, let's talk through. So, and as parents, we probably need to do better that with our kids, because it's kind of like, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. So always improvements to make.
My goodness.
I know.
Do you want to be a volunteer assistant? Yes. She
sugar. I was looking the wrong way.
Well, I love sports. I really do. Like I probably knew more about every sport there was before I got married and stopped watching ESPN. But
I think I'll just have my girls start running the kids to school every day. It'd be a good start.
But that's my stress relief too. Like I eat what I want because I work out. Like I don't have to worry about the fact that I had 5 Reese's or whatever.
Right. Yes.
Or a handful of M&Ms while I'm editing pictures.
She's not looking at us.
But that's me. But that's also my stress relief. Like that's.
I liked to run until you get out of shape, and then running.
I just never
running is hard,
enjoyed
but
it.
that's why it's like I've never wanted to stop.
Right.
Because it sucks to get back in it. Yeah. But every person has their different things. Like I can't go do Zumba. I'm not a mover. I'm not a shaker. But people can, right?
Yeah, Mama Lena.
So I think when people ask me, they're like, oh, I should run. And I'm like, no, you should do what makes you want to get going.
Exactly.
Whether it's running or whether it's playing a sport or going out and playing pickleball. Yeah. Like, find something that gets you moving. Don't run because you see me running.
Right. Run because it's what you want to do.
Yeah. And sometimes, like I said, I had to learn to like running.
Yeah.
And now...
That's just crazy to me. I always just think, kind of like when you talk about natural athletes, I always think runners are just people that like, they just woke up liking to run. Yeah. I don't know. Because I wasn't, even when I was like super good shape and like really into the sport time, like, no, you wouldn't see me out like going for a 4-mile run or 15, whatever you crazy people do these days.
Well, I mean, I didn't start off I was like, 5Ks were like, that was awesome. But as everybody, once you start becoming content, you always are looking to push. And so then it became 10Ks, and then it was half marathon. And
how many races do you think you've done in the last year?
In the last year? Probably 20.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Jeez.
I mean, between you
do like
triathlons. We're in an awesome situation that they have set up the Republican River Fitness Series.
Yeah, right.
And then North Platte has one.
Yeah.
And so just an hour away, you have two groups who have really tried to catch on this. And so I try and support them. So if I find out about one in the area, I really try and support it because it's positive. So whatever they're doing, usually it's someone who's trying to make a change in the community
Yep.
or promote something or raise money for something.
Right.
So I try, and if I hear about it, I try and participate it if I can. Now this year's been a little bit harder to do some of the Republican River stuff, which is why we did the Murph workout, right? Because it was what was there. And so I don't really keep track. I mean, my parents think I have one every weekend, but I don't.
I think one thing that she said, like, because like when they're doing it, they're raising money for something, or like they're doing it to better the community. And when I was actively running, and like my goal every time was just to beat Staci, but I think I beat her one time. I still remember that was like 5 years ago.
I'm so happy for you.
I know.
That's
I
amazing.
literally was like, I just beat the pro athlete. Oh my God. I was in like really good shape though.
Yeah.
And I just remember, because I love to do the Republican Fitness when I was in shape. And I just remember asking a friend, and they're like, I'm not going to spend $25 to go run when I can run for free. And I'm like, it's not about that. It's not, it's about, it's about like, for like, you're supporting somebody else. I think it was like the hospital one that they like to have and it was like,
Yeah.
No, it's free.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm in a position where I can. I mean, I understand not everyone can financially pay money to
but
run.
like just that, like, but some people are like that.
Oh, my father-in-law's like, you're paying money to run. He thinks it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it's motivating.
It is.
Because Jason would probably tell you, he wouldn't, I mean, he would run occasionally, but I don't think he would run as much if it wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. And I just make I kind of give my kids the option now, but I just have them, I give them the option to do it because we can, and because I want them to learn to do hard things. And
to put yourself in a
it becomes fun.
Yeah, and it does.
You have a community, like you have this family. You create a whole new family of people. Like when we go up to North Platte, like because we've done them now for so many years, it's like we love to see our friends up there. Right. And they know my kids, and it's like,
well, what better thing to do with your kids?
Oh yeah, I just remember running one in North Platte and meeting a little girl. She was like crying, and I stopped, because she was all by herself, and like this was her first 5K.
Oh,
and so
that's probably my daughter.
No, it was her name was Hayley though, and so I was like, no, wait, we'll finish this. Like I don't have anywhere to be. Like, and like we're still friends today. And like then she came and did the triathlon with me, and just you meet so many people doing things. I don't know. It is a fun community,
I like the thing, though, that she keeps saying is, like, teaching your kids to do hard things. Because, honestly, right now, being in the school system and working side by side with kids and working with kids, I see that as being the biggest obstacle for the majority of them to overcome. Like, the moment something gets hard, it's very easy to want to quit. And it's very easy to think everything's stacked again. Like there's the slew of excuses.
And we're in a culture that it's instant gratification.
Yes.
I want something, I get it.
Yeah.
I have my cell phone, I make a phone call right then. It's not like you have to wait for anything anymore.
Right.
And so the understanding that things take time.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my kids. I said, it's not going to be one practice. It's going to be probably 2 years. Yeah. Is that worth it for you? Right. Do you really love it that much to spend 2 years working on this?
Right.
Every day. So...
Yeah. Truth.
Well, I think this is part one of
she's coming
Staci
back.
Blomstedt.
I'm sure we're gonna have opportunities when she does get kicked out of the Y and talking to her about how she gets
only if Lena's the
referee. We're gonna mic her up on our next run.
Oh my gosh, you don't want to.
Yes.
I mean, she
whatever.
Is sweet.
I am a positive.
Nice.
Everything is. I try and do is positive, even when something is going terribly bad. I'm like, you know what? You at least moved your feet.
Yeah,
find a positive. That's really what I've tried. Because some kids, they don't get it.
Yeah.
And
sometimes
it's really hard, but
yeah.
I think the other day I was like, I'm not in shape. She's like, round is a shape, Hayley. You're okay.
What? And she's like,
you got it, babe. You'll beat my youngest one day.
Whatever. You're out there.
Oh gosh, exactly.
Better than anyone else who's not out there, right?
Oh no, she is. She is really.
Yeah. And same with Jason. Jason's just.
Dr. B.
No. Oh shoot, I don't know.
When we play co-ed, I tell
Jason is not a talker. No.
He is.
It depends on if he's talking
he's a listener.
smack.
No, he's a listener.
I believe you.
His patients love him, but he listens to him, and that's probably why they like him. Because he doesn't talk much.
Well, he is a great bedside manner. He's never delivered my kids. I just want to throw that out.
Okay, well, he did deliver mine.
Oh, okay.
And Jake saw his meat hands. Like, he's like, so Jake, our first doctor had really little hands. Jake's like, yes. So then the first time he's in there with Dr. Blomstedt, Dr. Blomsted's like, I need my extra large gloves. Oh my God. Jake's like, no. And the picture. He delivered my middle one.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of him and Jake, I guess my youngest, watching March Madness in the background. Yeah. It was like, and Dr. Blomstedt goes, I know you're gonna have this baby out before I can get back or something, so I'm just gonna stay here and watch the game. I was like, I'm not the bill
Yeah.
for you to watch the game.
Yeah.
This is not okay. And him and Jake, literally, I have a picture, and they're sitting there watching the game, and I'm just hanging out. I'm like, is this what it is to be a doctor? Like, I don't understand.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But his patience, yeah, I've like had him one time, like one of my doctors was out, and like I was like, he's so nice.
He is really amazing.
Nice. Yeah.
Good luck getting into him now. It's like they'll be like, you can see him in February of 2024.
You know your baby's doing 22. It's okay.
They'll work you in.
Yeah. Yeah, he will.
He's not a talker, really? Huh. I would not see that.
Well, he has 5 kids at home. Like, when's he going to get a time
Well,
to,
now it's a goal. We're going to get him on here.
He plays co-ed volleyball, and we would play against him. And I'm like, our only goal here, Dr. B, is what I call him, is to beat your team. Like, Jake and I don't care what else happens the entire season.
Oh my gosh.
But we have to beat you.
Gotta beat. Oh,
Gotta beat
Is
Dr.
he competitive? Like, does he get?
He is and isn't.
B. Did he play sports in high school?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. But he learned, I don't know if it was in medical school. He knew someone like that was super great at basketball. And he's like, why aren't you like slamming it down on him? He's like, it's not fun. Like just because I can doesn't mean I can. So he kind of learned that it's not worth winning at the sacrifice of making it fun. So if you ever meet his other siblings, some of them are ultra competitive, and it's like to the, but he's not like he is. He likes to win. He likes to work hard, but he won't ever get trashy to win. Like he won't ever take it cheap or anything. He's always just do his best.
Make you feel, Lena?
Well,
and when you're get him at the knees when he jumps
you're not
up.
good, you get trashy first, and then
No, I mean he's surprising though. He has a quick wit that every once in a while I'm like, really? I don't see it that often, but like around other people, like sometimes at the like clinic parties, he'll be the MC, and I'm always like, I did not. Like he'll just say things that are quick witted, and I was like, because he doesn't talk a lot. So then when this quick wit comes out, I forget about it. But
did you and him go on missions? Did you?
He did. He served in London, England, which is why we have a daughter named London.
Oh.
I did not, because I was probably trying to pursue the professional career, soccer, and then my master's. So I didn't. So hopefully when we are older, we can go
Empty
again.
nesters, you want to try and
Cool.
That's one thing I love about your faith, is I wish more, even just like with your athletes, like some of the things you guys do collectively within the community, is that mission mindset. I think that's just like...
Well, supposedly that's BYU's advantage, is because they have that 2-year mission, so they come back a little bit more mature. And I don't know. Sometimes it is, but I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I love it.
Having been there, not everyone matures on their mission, but
Yeah, well...
It's still, it's fun.
Yeah, this was awesome.
This was so
I can't
good.
believe she said yes.
Well, when you said that, I was like,
actually didn't say yes.
did you pick her up on the way here?
I saw her walking in the Keystone, and I literally stopped the elevator. I was like, she's going to walk by.
You asked me.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'm not
she goes,
a comedian,
well,
and I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not funny, and I don't do
drink
caffeine. And I was like, 1 out of 3 is enough. That's what I said in response. And see it
Then she
Wednesday.
just told me what time. So
It was good. It was good. Okay, a few things. Well, you don't drink caffeine.
Yep.
What are you currently watching or reading?
Okay, so I don't really read.
Okay.
Shame on me. I know. I read stuff with my
I can
kids.
see you
I read stuff with my kids.
Okay.
I'm not a big reader.
Okay.
Because it requires you to sit down.
Oh,
And if I sit down for too long,
that's
I get tired. Even like when I sit at my computer for too long, I get really tired. So I have to stay moving.
Okay.
Watching, as far as Jason watches the TV, and I sit at the computer editing pictures.
Right.
So I kind of watch whatever he watches. I rarely turn the TV on myself.
Okay.
So
2 strikes.
Wow.
yeah, sorry.
Other
I mean, I do
question.
watch stuff and I do read stuff, but it's never.
Right.
I'm not like stuck in
Right.
anything.
This is it. Like I gotta go watch Yellowstone or
Yeah. No.
nothing like that.
Yep.
Okay.
I watch whatever get turns on, whether it's with my kids and.
I can kind of understand that.
I mean, if I were to turn on the TV, I'd probably find like a great baking challenge or the cupcake. I mean, those are the things that just.
Do you like to cook and bake? Is that something? Or do you like...
I do it because
It's survival.
I do
That's
it,
how you
but
survive?
I don't like. No, I follow recipes. I don't really like to experiment. I mean,
That's
I'll do
me.
it. I actually wouldn't say I'm a good cook. My kids all think I'm great, but I think
Aw.
that's because they don't know different.
No, you cannot eat at your friend's house.
I do.
No, you're packing your lunch. You're not eating at the cafeteria.
Nope.
This is what I do, and I'm great at it. There you go.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I just go. I'm really even kill. Like,
Gosh, I know. Just like if daycare's ever closed, I'm just gonna drop my kids off with Staci.
Oh yeah, put them in the back, the gate, in the
they'll never-
fenced in.
yeah.
It's
you
fine.
might
They'll
have to go
work their way
running
in.
with me or something.
Oh,
I mean, that's
boy.
why I think that's why my kids started running, because
I could see
ran.
why.
Yeah.
Yes,
And I made my kids do what I was doing. So if I was biking, they were in the bike
Oh,
trailer.
my
I mean,
kids are really
so
into the bike right now.
they've just learned that they'd rather.
I think that's me.
You should get one of those that like go outside.
I have a bike that goes outside.
okay.
And my hands go numb.
We
And
won't get
large,
to that.
we don't have a nice trail like you guys do.
Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah,
you,
ours
but
is
Your
them.
rocky road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other day when it was like 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and Letty's like, "Mom, ride your bike with me." And I've been reading this hands-free mama book. So now I'm
Exactly.
like,
Is that when you were in the garage doing the tiny
doing the
laps?
yeah, I was like, I
Jeez
sure will,
Louisa.
honey. And she wanted to go to town so bad. I was like, ooh, that tripod going to town on those dirt roads might be a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what other question? Oh, quote.
Oh yeah.
There you go. You have to leave us with.
You don't have to, but if
You
you,
have
can.
to.
See,
Okay.
this is where you have to prep me. I am not a on the spot thinker.
First quote that comes to your head.
Oh goodness, probably what my mom always told me: if the day be sunny or if the day be gray, if you want to be happy, give something away. And it's not my mom saying. I think she got it from somewhere
Okay,
else.
but do it one more time.
Yeah.
I want to hear
If
it
the
again.
day be sunny or the day be gray, if you want to be happy, give something away.
That almost makes me wanna cry. I know.
That's my love
So,
language.
I mean, that's probably what comes to my mind a lot, because
You are very connected with
That
your
was my
mom.
mom.
Like you've mentioned her a
I
lot.
cannot wait to meet her on Saturday.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
like
my
you're
family.
very
Yeah,
emotionally-
I
Is
love
she
You're gonna
my
be here
family.
Friday.
Shh, they're coming Friday morning.
Okay,
Well, it's
come.
probably hard because you don't get to see
Early.
him very
So they'll
often.
probably get
Football
here
game.
like-
They'll be for
They'll be here. Yeah, probably around 2 Friday. I'm sure they'll get up at like.
what time lunch on Saturday?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, Saturday I have a meeting and I have to go to Kearney, but
We can keep.
they'll
them
be
occupied.
supporting Jason at the duathlon.
the
So
what?
The duathlon.
What is that?
Oh, it's a run, bike, run. You guys should go do it. It's actually only a 1 mile run and then a 6 mile bike ride and then a 1 mile run. It's for cross country. It's a fundraiser. It's out at Red Willow. They're doing like a dinner. Go to the barbecue.
Okay.
So
Maybe I could
yeah.
talk
So
When
if you
I
don't want to
drive
do the
Red Willow, it is.
go do the barbecue. No, it's out. It's just so you run. The run is past the beach. You know
Okay.
that road that goes past the
Yeah,
beach.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like not. I mean, there is actually a hill.
See,
Rin's gonna do it and Jason's gonna do
course
it.
she is.
But
I'll bring you a bike.
you're
it's
run.
only a six.
I have my own
a 6 mile bike. Rin's like, okay, that's easy. Not really. I mean, that's doable.
It's easy for her.
But go to the barbecue.
I can
I
easily
mean,
do it.
there's
We can do-
food
we
and
can do a
music,
barbecue.
and
We can do a
it's for
barbecue.
it's for the cross country team. It's their fundraiser. I wish
How
I could
have
do
I
it.
not
I have a
seen
church
this?
meeting in Kearney
I've
that I have
not
to go
seen
to.
anything about this.
It's
I
been
think
out there.
I have seen it. Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Okay, so speaking of, I want to run this by you because this is a very interesting situation I ran with my girlfriend. So her daughter plays soccer in Lincoln, and she wants to go on and play college. And she has this like a special friend, and it was running cross country with her younger brother, and they showered that morning before school. And her daughter was
where this
like,
is going.
they had to shower in a locker room. And my friend was talking to her daughter, yeah, that's what you do. And she's like, I've never showered in a locker room with like my team. And my friend was like, how have we gotten you to almost graduate high school and you've never, she's like, because I play soccer. There's no locker rooms. Like she never had to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
I'm
part
with
of,
you, I'm with you.
I always thought that was like a part of like going into like this experience of being on a team. You shower, you know what I'm saying? The
team
space.
shower room,
Yes, yes.
locker room.
But she's like, you don't have did you have locker rooms in soccer?
Well, the fields don't usually, but like in college, the schools provided you a locker room.
Yeah, but probably in high school.
But in
some
high
kids, like,
school,
don't.
So you never
well,
had
in
to-
high school, now they'll open up maybe a locker room if it's requested. But I don't think that it's like standard to have a locker room available for.
Yeah, I just
The
was
soccer
like, I
teams.
don't know why that's a silly thing that I was like, you don't have a locker room?
Yeah, most soccer fields don't. There might be a bathroom, but
Sorry, it was just one of those little weird
yeah,
things.
because
that I
like
was
your
just
halftime is usually just on the side of the field. It's not in a locker room like a basketball.
That's
or
how
volleyball
little
court
I know
would
about
have.
the game of soccer. AKA my kids don't think it exists in our area.
My sister-in-law played college soccer.
What?
in
Really?
Washington.
Like the state? Washington. Okay. No, I would have no idea. I don't know the
But
first
I
thing.
don't know anything about it.
No, like when
But
she was
went to
talking.
North Platte, like they had soccer in North Platte.
Yeah, North Platte soccer.
Yeah,
Come on.
I know.
Okay.
I just know that soccer people have nice looking legs.
Yes, they do. So, but if McCook would have it, where would it fall? Like what season again?
Spring.
Oh, so okay. We talked about this earlier. One thing was
Right,
they
yeah,
have a
yeah.
really good track
Yeah.
program. Could they offer?
Right.
Mm,
I
interesting.
don't know. I just
I'm
have
staying-
I have a volleyball player on my team that played soccer. Her and her sister, and every now and then they'll throw a freaking foot out there, and I'm like, "This is volleyball."
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, one of the highlights of when I was in college, they kicked it. He kicked it up, and they were able to. It's actually pretty. I should pull
Probably
it up for you because
backflip,
it was
yeah.
pretty amazing.
On the
It was a
team.
men's team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're talented.
Yeah.
A men's volleyball team
Yeah.
kicked it up.
BYU. Yeah.
Yeah. He kicked.
Oh.
That was, I think, the second touch. So it kind of got hit off, and he was just running, but there's no way he knew he couldn't hit it back far enough.
No.
So he kicked it, and then I think they attacked it off the third one, and I think they ended up with a point off it, but it was a pretty impressive.
And that would be where my back would go.
You'd have an episode.
We'll definitely have an episode there.
Yeah.
But
Stacy, thank you for
thank
replying.
You so much.
You're welcome.
I'm not blocked by as many people as I think I am because I was
This
sure
is so good.
it
People
was.
are gonna like your friend request on Facebook's just gonna rise after this. Yes.
Yeah, we like to tell ourselves that. Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy, and thank you everybody for listening to another episode of Coaching Caffeine and Comedy. I'm your host, Hayley Kobza.
And I'm Lena.